Hello everyone, this is the Duke, and I'm bringing you Game 3 in this series that I call BM Showmatch. So, the map is Shakuras Plateau. This was CakesaucE's choice as he did lose the last game, and the series is currently tied 1-1, and this is Game 3, the final game. Spawning in the bottom left is your yellow Protoss. You have TechNo. Really don't like that guy. I'm sure he's a nice guy in real life, but in StarCraft he's a dick. Spawning in the bottom right is the red Terran. We have CakesaucE. So, quick recap of the games, which if you haven't seen Game 1 and 2, you should go watch, because not only are they great games, but it gives me views, and I like views, because, you know, self-esteem is tied to internet fame. Anyways, Game 1, CakesaucE decided to do a 2 racks reactor tech lab opening, which caused all kinds of trouble for TechNo. He managed to lose his opening Nexus, and he was really behind on Colossus production, so that did promptly knock him out. Game 2, TechNo played super aggressive, took a very early Nexus, and went straight to Colossi production, where CakesaucE, with some micro mistakes and no combat shields, he ended up losing the game to Colossus and a handful of Protoss units. So let's get to the game. Looks like CakesaucE is doing, well, both these players are doing fairly standard openings. We see racks and then refinery shortly thereafter. And TechNo does see this, that he's not doing something funny like a two starport opening or anything like that. CakesaucE hasn't scattered TechNo yet, but it's not like he's going to. But it's not entirely like he needs to, because all Protoss players really open the same. They do Gateway Simulator and then Cyber in, I don't know, 15 seconds. That's what I'm saying this time. I'm saying it's 15 seconds away, which, you know, I could be wrong again, but it doesn't really matter. It's pointless. So, look, the last game, both players expanded super quickly. TechNo had a 5.5 minute Nexus, maybe 6. CakesaucE had a 5-minute command center, so he did have a little bit of a macro advantage early on. No, I don't think he's going to be quick expanding this time, as he is choosing to finish up his wall, and he did make his orbital. Now, TechNo here is also just doing standard play. He isn't taking a second gas, which is usually indicative of Void Rays or DTs or something else that's pretty funny. But for right now, just standard openings from both these players. We do see a probe over here, possibly to drop a proxy pylon. Now, if you remember in the last game, there was a proxy pylon right in the low ground by the natural, which TechNo was able to keep warping, do massive warp-ins on. And had he not had that proxy pylon there, CakesaucE probably could have held that push. But regardless, it was a very good decision making on his part. So it looks like TechNo is going to play greedy once again and take his Nexus, whereas CakesaucE has chosen to drop his factory. And interestingly enough, he has a second gas. So we are most likely going to see a 1-1-1. Possibly some tank play, although I'm going to say 1-1-1 because it's pretty good. Seriously, like, that shirt that has Puma on it that says 1-1-1, it's pretty good. I really need that shirt. So maybe one of these days when I'm a famous YouTuber and people start sending me gifts, that'll be one of them. I hope so, because that's a cool shirt. And there it is. Yeah, we are going to have, it looks like a 1-1-1 to me. Tech Lab down on the factory, Starport right next to the factory. Now, TechNo has a robo, so he's going like 1-gate robo, and he is going to be able to tank out that observer and see what's going on. Whereas TechNo is a little bit in the dark right now. He doesn't really know, so it is important for him to get that observer out just to make sure that, you know, nothing incredibly funny is going on. TechNo is going to be poking around out here with with the Stalker and the Zealot, just to see what's going on. And he's not really going to see very much, just more Marines than these two units can deal with, obviously, but really nothing else. And a bit of a micro mistake there. TechNo does lose his Zealot. Not a huge deal, but it does give CakesaucE kind of an idea of what's really going on. That if he was just poking around with those units, it probably means he doesn't have very much. Well, regardless, 2 more gates are going down. The observer is about to finish, and this is something that I've actually been seeing the Korean Zergs do a lot, is they have a bunch of Marines. They also push out with a tank, with or without stim. Really, it doesn't matter. It just depends on whether or not you want cloak, because you can't really have both. You can't have your cake and eat it, too. So Banshee is about halfway done, and by the time this observer gets here, he's probably going to see the Banshee. So the observer is moving in right now. Man, observers look so cool. Look at this portrait. That's just so cool looking. So the observer is in. He does see that there is a factory. The factory does have a tech lab. It is researching, and that there are tanks out. And he is going to see this Banshee. Now, this is really dangerous play because usually this results in a two-pronged attack. Usually Banshees in the main, and then tanks and Marauders containing the natural so that a counterattack can't happen, and the Marine slowly creeping forward. Now, Frigate Robo is usually not, I don't know, especially against a Marine-heavy composition like this, Frigate Robo isn't necessarily the best tactic for him to do. Now, this is something really cool that TechNo does, even though I extremely dislike TechNo. This is something really cool that he does. He always has this pylon right over here by the low ground, so that he can possibly get a flank going on. So the aggression, we do see the aggression, and Stalker did poke around, managed to get a couple hits off on the Banshee. However, there's a bunch of CakesaucE brought a bunch of SCVs with him, so he's going to be able to repair his units on the fly. And we do have a little bit of contain going on right here. So he does manage to lose he manages to lose one of his tanks. However, there is a reinforcing tank right here and more Marines, as well as this small force right here, which contains a Banshee and a couple more Marines. And that was a very cost-effective push for TechNo against CakesaucE. TechNo only lost the Stalker, whereas CakesaucE also. So definitely some really nice work there. Almost loses an Immortal. But again, these Immortals, you know, they're not going to be tremendously effective here unless they get close to the tank, which there are just too many Marines here. And this is a really tense situation because, you know, he's trying to decide what the best route of attack is, especially with these tanks that are just managing to get in here. So there was that two-pronged attack that I was talking about. He did manage to kill about five probes or so. So really nice push there. And he almost loses an Immortal, that Immortal has 7 health. So really nice work there from CakesaucE. Let's see, what is it? Control R? So yeah, he lost 5 SCVs. And here's the engagement. He is trying to drop a bunker to get his Marines into. And if he gets that bunker finish, that's just going to be a really tough position. CakesaucE is going to lose his tanks. However, there is still this reinforcing force right here, which has Marines and a good amount of tanks in there. He is going to be able to snipe this Nexus. And I think at this point in time, it's kind of an all-in. CakesaucE hasn't dropped his command center. He's still continuing on production of both Banshees and tanks. But I think he's going to kill him with this, especially because this force is right here. And yeah, he's going to lose this Immortal. Almost loses a tank. But some creative control he does manage to get out there. And yeah, these SCVs just compared to these Banshees, just so effective, so tremendously effective. 3 more gates have gone down for TechNo, so he is going to be able to keep doing warpins. He does have quite a bit of resources saved up, but it's mostly going to be for Zealots. He's pretty much out of gas at this point in time. So the tanks are saved up, and there are just too many Marines to deal with this amount of Zealots. He's going to lose that other tank, but that's okay because he still, yeah, he does have more reinforcements on the way. And this Immortal is just going to get sniped, and this is GG. So very nice play from CakesaucE there, and the winner of the BM Showmatch Best of 3 is in fact CakesaucE, which I'm so glad he won because I wanted that guy to be put in his place. And yeah, you know, normally I don't get I don't ever BM, but not unless people BM first. And I hate when people say easy. It's it's so douchey. I don't know. Anyways, thanks for watching these games. Subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment or a like or a dislike if you hate how much I dislike TechNo. But really, you had to be there. I almost want to post the match just so you can know. But I don't know, it was kind of childish and embarrassing, really. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.